Merry Christmas, Internet. Boy, look at those balls are hanging closer to my head than I thought they would be. Um, we're gonna do things a little differently tonight. I didn't invite anyone because I don't want to interrupt anyone's kind of holiday plans. Um, but I'm sort of a compulsive person, so I did feel the need to keep this going. So we're gonna do something a little bit different tonight. It'll probably be a shorter session, I'm guessing. We may not get the full hour in, but welcome. This is our weekly open office hours for people interested in doing authoring using R as a platform. So this is also referred to as literate programming, and basically it's wrapping your analyses with documentation. And so that can take the form of a presentation, it can take the form of a article, it can take the form of a report. But the whole idea is if you're doing your analyses in this platform, why not also do the writing in it? So this obviates the need for things like PowerPoint or Microsoft Word. If we're making our analyses in R, we're also going to document that in R. So every week we get together and just kind of make ourselves available. When I say we, it's me and the usual collaborators who, again, I was kind of sneaky tonight. I didn't invite them. And I probably won't invite them next week either. I didn't even process this, but next week is New Year's Eve. So we're hitting, ow, that hurts. Um, bong, bong. So we're hitting both of these kind of holiday eves this year on this Tuesday that we decided to have these sessions. But every week we get together and we just hope to catch some other people who might be interested in using R as an authoring platform. And we're here in case there's any questions or people want to bounce ideas off of other people that use this as a platform. And so every week we also cover a focal issue. In the last few weeks, we've been covering not necessarily a traditional authoring product, but we've been covering some of R's survey capabilities through a newer package called Survey Down. And so we'll spend a little bit, we'll recap that. and see what happened with that. The last week we tried some kind of fine tuning. Tinkering is what we called it, but we tried some fine tuning of options beyond just kind of a basic survey. We tried to add some complexity, so that was kind of fun. And then tonight, because of the holiday season here, I thought we would try some greeting cards. Now, normally we wouldn't use R to create a greeting card, but we're using R to create every other type of product. So why not take a look, right? It's topical, it's seasonal. So I think we'll do that. I did some a little bit of research on this, and what I thought we were going to do, I don't think we're going to do, because I actually found a package, which shouldn't be surprising. I don't know why that was surprising, but it shouldn't at this point be surprising that somebody has developed a package to create seasonal, I think they might actually be Christmas, but holiday greeting cards using R. I didn't download it, I didn't look into it, I just found it, and so hopefully it's still active and works, but we'll definitely check that out. And then we'll maybe at least hit a little bit some of the ideas I had prior to finding that. So let's go ahead and do a recap of what happened last week. We have our typical, we're following Rocky and Bullwinkle in linear fashion. So as they go through their adventures, we're actually seeing them. So I resisted the temptation of looking for a holiday themed Rocky and Bullwinkle. They're still in pursuit of the box top bandit here.
Well, it seems that Boris Badanov's getaway scheme has backfired. For when he tried to drive a truck full of counterfeit box tops over the state line, he was halted by an open drawbridge.
Thanks the bushel, neighbor.
Natasha, is that miserable moose and squirrel?
Now, Boris, watch your language.
Oh, purity,
Boris, please.
innocence, honor, virtue.
Boris, there is a lady present.
I can't help it, Natasha. When I get mad, I'm liable to say anything.
We better go, darling. Or would you rather stay here and entertain the guests?
But we can't leave truck here. What will Central Control say?
I don't know. But if we're arrested, I know a judge will say
What's that?
20 years.
I think it's funny that when Boris curses, he uses complimentary language. So it's all the nice words. Natasha thinks that that's kind of out of line. So last week, and I just put the slides for this week in the comments, so you can go ahead and access those if you'd like. But last week, I think we'll do one more week once we get past the holiday season here, when we get some collaborators here to kind of help me bounce ideas off of. We'll probably have at least one more go at using Survey Down as an authoring platform and deployment option, as well as data storage option for doing surveys. And so there's a hyperlink here. If you click on if you click on Woody here, there's a hyperlink to the survey. You can take it. I did not add last week's tweaks that we did. I just left it as it was initially when we started to collect data. But one of the things the primary thing that we spent time on last week was introducing some conditional logic to the survey, and so we wanted to do skips. So Diego had kind of an interesting item type that I don't think, well, certain, anyway, it doesn't matter. But Diego had an interesting item type, and it was one where the options that were going to be given to the respondent on question 2 were contingent on how they responded to question 1. And so Diego obviously wasn't interested in birds or penguins or cartoon woodpeckers, but he was interested in a more substantive issue. We just as a placeholder put in some kind of more fun. I don't know, is funner a word? N-N-E-R, I'm guessing the spelling would be. But we tried to put in some types of questions that maybe were a little more globally applicable and a little more fun. So what we actually had was in the QMD, and again, the QMD defines the content of the survey using survey down. So we had a question called penguins, and that's on line 3 here. The ID is the label for the item itself. And then the options on there were not all penguins. One of them, at least, is a woodpecker. So there's a chin strap, there's Chili Willy, there's Downy, and then there's a Gen 2 penguin. And so on the left here, you'll see what we intend to be shown to the respondents. And then on the right is what the data is going to look like coming into our database. And so for this particular question, we just did pretty much a one-to-one match. For Chili Willy here on line 7, we just called it chili in terms of the stored data. I hate's a strong word, but I really dislike spaces in data values. So it was either underscore or just call it chili, and chili's fine for our purposes. So that's question 1. Then we have a series of alternative questions, and this probably isn't the most efficient way to actually do this, but what we did in our survey itself was we made a series of very similar questions. So penguins 2, penguins 3, penguins 4, etc., 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 where we just excluded one of the options. And so this is 4 different identical questions, with the exception being the options that are preferred to the respondent. And so again, I don't think this is the most efficient way, but just kind of on the fly, this was something that we thought we could probably do. And then if you go into the app component of the survey itself, where we initiate the conditional logic, what we said was if you if the respondent gives a chin strap option on question 1, then give as question 2 that set of options minus chin strap, and so on and so forth with the chili, the woody, the Gen 2. And so if you go to the survey, I believe this survey, I did put up just kind of a placeholder. This isn't the same survey as the overall that we responded to last week. This is actually only one question. So if I said that this is the same unaltered, I'm sorry, that was a misstatement. So this is just one item, and that one item is just reflecting the conditional logic that we did. So you can see, based on your response to this primary question, the list of options that you get in the second question are going to change. So Chili Willy disappears if he's chosen on question 1. Same thing with the Downy Woodpecker. Um, so that was kind of neat. That was actually Diego had a different, with radio buttons, he had kind of a different format in mind that we were trying to replicate. But it turns out that he says he kind of likes the way that this turned out, with excluding the possibility of double selecting the same option. So we took care of that in the conditional logic, and he kind of liked that. So that turned out pretty well. The other thing we did was we wanted to introduce some images as options. So this is the same. This is the same type of question, and again, there's a hyperlink here. I'm going to take these down pretty soon after, before next week. I'm sure I'll take it down because I'm now kind of bumping up against my free hosted surveys and things on this particular posit site, which is awesome that they again give that service to people. But I think I'm probably button up against the free version. So I'll probably take this down within a week, but if you'd like, you can click on it and see. Again, there's not much to the survey. It's just a single question because I wanted to isolate what we were working on. And you can see the images there instead of descriptions, or in addition to descriptions that we actually have. And then the scripting for that is a little wonkier. So I think we could probably structure the scripting consistent with what we have been doing previously. But because those URLs include some HTML code in them, they do get a little unwieldy. And so we followed the recommended formatting of the package authors, and we just created a different object and then called up that object HTML buttons later when we specified the actual deployment of the item itself. So here on line 31, instead of giving the options as we previously did, we just called out that object that we made previously. And then the important part about this is there's two components. There's, if we look back at kind of our normal option for what the respondent is going to see, we see the information that the respondent sees on the left, and then we see the stored data on the right, moving to the images. When we go through this process of trying to get those images on there, we have the stored values here in terms of the HTML button options. Those are the values. And then we gave names to those values. And the names are the labels, and that's what you see here. So the HTML involves not just the hyperlink to the image, but also we put in some HTML, and I've been using these in the slides as well, that bracket BR end bracket is just a line break, and that's what's giving us in the output, that's what's giving us chin strap above the image, Chili Willy above the image, Downy above the image, and Gen 2 above the image. So that's been fun. We're gonna, I think, like I said, after the holidays, once we get people back in, once I start inviting people again, instead of saying, go hang out with family and let's not do this, I think we'll do one more probably survey down investigation. And there's a few things that I'd still like to kind of play around with survey down before we close that out. But today, like I said, I think we'll do a quicker one today. But today I thought we could try some season's greeting cards. Now I'm Christian, so I'll probably do a Merry Christmas card. But you know, any sort of holiday card I think is in play here. I do, if you're on the slide deck and hit on this slide, if you hit the letter S, you're going to get, and usually I put these hyperlinks such that they're fully accessible right on the slides themselves. This was kind of, this kind of got a little overwhelming in terms of my investigation into how we can actually do this. So I just hit it. So if you hit S, you're going to see speaker notes. And in those speaker notes, you're going to have hyperlinks to different options that I thought we could explore. Initially I was thinking, let's do it, because we haven't done much with PDFs here on this weekly exploration into using R to author. We've mostly been doing HTML, Shiny apps, presentation decks, staying away from the PDF files. Now it's funny because when I first started using R to author 7-8 years ago, that was what I did, was everything was a PDF because I was focused on academic manuscripts. It was kind of my entry into this. But PDFs, in retrospect, if I knew then what I know now, I probably would have. I may have taken a different route. The stickiness and the problems and the trickiness with trying to produce PDFs is a whole different beast than what you get with HTML products. And so there's just more that can go wrong. And I'm saying this not out of any level of expertise. I'm just saying this out of my own personal experience, that I think there's more personally, I guess I should say, that can go wrong, that seems to go wrong is probably a better way to phrase it, when you're trying to produce PDF. So I thought we'd do a PDF, and the way that we could do a PDF is just print a cover page, and kind of spice it up, make it look nice, add, this is who I am, and this is what I did this year, and Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays to everyone that I'm sending this to. But then I also thought, well, that if we're using R, why don't we include some of R's analytical capabilities or data visualization capabilities, because that would probably be the primary reason to use R as an authoring platform for season greeting cards. So I did start to take a look at some other options, and I think we'll probably, it's 20 after right now. I think what we'll probably do is we'll just take a look at a couple of these and see if we can get a card And then we'll close it out for tonight, probably a little early. Though I found a couple of pretty neat extensions that I thought might actually work. One adds confetti, so I'll show you this. And one of these weeks, I think we'll probably cover some of these. We'll probably cover some of these extensions that people come up with. Sorry, I just lost it there. I'm gonna walk through the addition of the extension, and we'll try it out, and maybe we'll just try it on this. This is intended to be used for reveal presentations of the type that we've been using in the weekly slide decks. So I'm going to go ahead and at my terminal, I'm going to paste the Quarto add command, which is going to add the extension. I think we're going to want to put this in a different folder. So hopefully it asks me about that. Oh shoot, it didn't. This folder is getting so messed up. There's so much stuff in it. I made a mistake there, but no, we don't want to look at it. But now we do have the extension in this particular folder. You know what? I kind of like this picture. So let's do this first. Let's actually use the extension as the extension author intents. And so I'm going to do a reveal presentation, just a blank one. And if we go ahead and look at, I lose it. I think I must have closed out the page. Sorry about that. I should not have done that, but I can access the page from my hyperlinks. This looks kind of intimidating, I know, but once you build them, it's actually not that bad. So let's go ahead and go back to the GitHub help page. And I'm going to look and see where he recommends that how your YAML be specified. And there's just a plugin, but he has some, the author here has some tweaks that we can actually do to it. If you can hear my music a little better tonight, it's because I turned it up because I was going to do Christmas music and try to play it for people, or holiday music, I'm sorry. Try to play it for people. And then I didn't like what was coming through, so I changed it. I think we have some test files here. We'll call it temp, maybe. Got a lot of temps already. I think one of the temps is kind of an important temp, so we'll just call it confetti. I might have to go back and delete it later just because this is getting so doggone, it's getting so doggone overpopulated with files. We've been doing this now for over a year, and I've been using the same, folder space for all of these files. Okay, so the confetti add-on, if it worked, it's activated by using the C key on your keyboard, and it should just issue confetti wherever my cursor is. There it goes. That's kind of cool. So one of the things I was thinking was we could maybe, change that to white and make it look like snow. That'd be an interactive type of Christmas card. So if I were to actually take this confetti specification, I'm going to add it to my file that I already have a slide that I kind of like, which is just the title slide. I'm going to see if I can get rid of everything else. I don't know if it'll, honestly, I don't know if this will work. Well, we'll leave Tinkerbell on there, I guess. I'm not sure if this will work without any content. Why is this not wanting to? Oh, so in RStudio, sometimes have a hard time scrolling through because of these previews that it gives you with things like images and figures and things like that. I'm going to, man, this is getting really cluttered, but I'm going to go ahead and put the confetti, and I think the formatting of that was it should be indented. And the plugin I'm gonna move down. It doesn't need to be moved down, but I have more customizable stuff here. So um, let's see if that actually works. I'm gonna rename this file because I don't want to overwrite the nice slide for today. That actually worked out fine. Confetti already exists. Yeah, we can overwrite that because the plain confetti we're not so keen on. Look at that, it's still there. Why is it still there? You might have screwed something up just by the name of it. There it is. So let's see if we get our we we do have and there's Tinkerbell. Actually, that's not a bad Christmas card. So if we let's tweak this a little bit. Let's say Merry Christmas from our home to yours. And then the other thing, we'll make that background image pop a little better. And let's change the colors of that confetti to make it more snow-like. So I'm gonna look up the hex code for, I should know the hex code for white. Actually, let's do white palette. That'll make it look shite. That's not good. So we'll grab a hex code for some white and off-white colors here. This hyperlink's already been accessed. It looks like I've been here before. So we'll take this one. There's 3 of them. If we take a, uh-oh. Whoa, computer really froze up there. I may have gotten to a not a great site. But if we take a look at what's going on here, we have green, red, and blue, if you can see that. I think we're going to change those to mostly whites to emulate snow. Let's see if I can go back to my spam page here. So you have alabaster, no, that's beige. Yeah, beige. Beige. Let's do alabaster. And then ivory. FF, that's what so just normal white is just 6 Fs, I think is what it is. I should have known that. But alabaster puts a 0 on there, so I'm going to rerun this. And I found one more extension. I think we'll try Merry Christmas from our home to yours. If we wanted to, I actually have a font loaded that's, I'm going to need to look it up and see. I guess I can look at the QMD to see what I called it. But it's also, I've been putting these at the bottom of my CSS file here. So, ballet, I called it ballet. Don't ask me why I called it ballet. Oh, the font family is ballet. That's why I called it that. So that's green, kind of fancy looking. But we'll see if we get the white snow now instead of the multicolored confetti. There's a nice Christmas card. And there it's snowing on the Christmas card, so we can make it do that. I think I'm going to leave Tink on there because I kind of like her. I don't know, I'm almost tempted to publish this. I have a friend, Christoph, who always sends me a nice Christmas greeting via email, so maybe I could send this back to him. I don't know, anything else we should put on there? From our home to yours? That's a little too generic. Let's say from an R using American. There's a reason I'm saying American here. From an R using American to, oh, I can't be he's got a wonderful sense of humor. I want to be inappropriate here, but I guess I probably shouldn't. So let's just say, Merry Christmas. Hope everything. Best wishes for a wonderful 2025. All right, so let's re-render that. He's gonna wonder what Tinkerbell is all about, I'm sure. And we should probably take Tinkerbell off. I love that C. He won't know to press C. So let's hold off on publishing this for a quick second here. I really like that. Um, you know what? Maybe I should publish that, and then we'll do another one because the we'll do another one and see which one we like better. So this one I'm publishing just as a single page. But you out there, once I publish it, you should be able to go ahead and hit the C button and see if you get the confetti, the snow. I guess it's supposed to be more of a snow effect. The one other extension I want to try out tonight um, is, and I'm probably going to take this offline just in case there's any specific identifying information about me. I don't think there is. But I'll go ahead and put that in the comments. And if you want to try that out, there's a little Christmas card, HTML file with a hit the C button, and you'll get the confetti effect, or you should. There's another, there was another extension that I saw that was maybe a little more topical, and and it doesn't take user input, and that one had snowflakes, which are kind of nice. I think that was just on an HTML file. So maybe now let's try an HTML card, and then we'll check out that package. Let's do that. And I'm gonna grab from my old QMD. I'm gonna grab that falling snow package. Here it is on GitHub. Quarto Snow. It says so. It looks like it's another Quarto extension. And sometimes these hyperlinks that people have on their GitHub pages, they have a good there you go. Oh, it is slides again. So I guess we can just, let's try to add it to our slide. So a Quarto extension, and then filter is just snow. So that's a pretty easy one. Copy that. Again, I haven't tried these. We're doing it live. That's the point of doing these weekly sessions, is so we can make mistakes along with you. Or not along with you, but so people who maybe are a little less jazzed about using R and authoring, some of it is just the mistakes that you make and the difficulty and the errors that you make. So it's important to have people who maybe use it a little more frequently or with a little more confidence, that people can see that they have errors as well. So we'll see if we get some errors here. I would expect errors. Now this is funny. The filters is different. I guess we can leave. Let's leave. Oh, there we go. I already have a filter on there. So it's snow. Is that what it was? Yeah, it's just snow. So let's try that and see now if we get some snow on our Christmas card. Okay. Look at that. It actually worked. I like that. You can't really read the I'm sorry, I'm not looking at it. It's difficult to read that best wishes, isn't it? I did some CSS tinkering with that, with the colors of it. Um, I think I'll leave it. I like that. I'm gonna republish that. And then let's check out the package and see what else we could probably do. I'm going to go ahead and send this to Christoph. he won't know what's going on. He's like, what the heck is that? But I like it. And then a little cat sleeping there in front of the fire. I had for 20 years, I had a white cat named Zach. Well, I didn't have him all 20 years. I had him for most of 20 years. He was 20 years old when he passed this veil. Uh, but so that cartoon cat in front of the fireplace makes me think of my little buddy Zach. Okay, let's try. Let's take a look at that package, and then we'll just call it a night. I think this is a success. Actually, I didn't. I really. This morning, I was thinking we would do a PDF file, and I had no dreams of maybe doing um, a snowfall scene with white confetti being added to it if we want to actually do that. So that's kind of cool, I think. So yay, I would call that a success. Um, and then let me pull up my hyperlink here so we can see that Christmas package. Now this one really intrigued me. I just saw that it existed. I did not do any exploration into it to see if what kind of examples they might have. This looks odd. This looks really odd. So um, this runiverse.dev. I have not um, I have not seen that before, and I obviously use R quite a bit. So I'm gonna make sure this is on CRAN because I don't know if we're getting ourselves into something that we don't want here. Oh geez, no, it's usually R is so universal at this point. If you can type CRAN instead of auto completing everything, it's the first option that you actually get. I'm gonna look in the packages on CRAN before we install it, um, just to see if it's up here. Because, like I said, that site that we saw was really weird looking. Christmas. The guy, girl, whoever did it, got a nice name for the package, that's for sure. It's here. All right. So let's take a look at the Christmas manual. Generation of different animated Christmas cards. That's what we're looking for. And the other thing, if you want to play with those hyperlinks, I'm not going to do it because I'm kind of eager to uh, get out of here tonight, and I think my brother has some good food that I can steal. Um, so I'd kind of like to get there before it's all gone. Uh, statistical. So it looks like they are implementing some statistical aspects to this. So let's go ahead and I am going to exit out of my uh, live stream project folder because, like I said, I have so much stuff in there. I'm gonna have to clean it up. Spring cleaning for me is gonna be that folder, I think. I'm gonna need to, I don't know, I gotta find a better way to organize it. I'm glad that we've been able to keep this going a year, but I guess I didn't anticipate the clutter that we would get um, in the project folder itself. So I've used RStudio now so frequently that I'm kind of in the habit of using the package tab to install. And all those years of telling students to type install.packages and whether you need double quotes or not double quotes, I don't know. If any students are out there and see this, you're probably mad at me right now. Ah, Kulas, why did you do that? Kulas, Kulas, you're about to get destroyed by these boulders falling on your head. I should have. Like I said, I should have actually elevated those just a tiny little bit, right? Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna load the package. Whoop, not chloro. That's a cool one, by the way. That's by mistake, but that's a really cool package. If you want to do some visual geographic plotting, that's a really cool one. Um, I don't, I don't know. Let's see. Seed is null. That means there's some randomization here going on, probably with some visuals, I'm guessing. I don't know. It's taking a while. What did it do? It did create something. It's in my graphics device, and I don't. Leg mean value series point. Uh, all right, I like this person already. What a stats geek. Let's change it to 25, 24. I'm sorry, we're in 2024, and it's pulling it up on. Oh, look how it builds it too. Oh, that's kind of cool. Christmas package. Look at that. I like it. That's neat. All right, let's see what else we got here. We have. I think all of these are probably different types. I'm gonna try to minimize this. I'm gonna try to minimize a lot here. It looks like we don't really need R for much because the card is coming up in the whatchamacallit graphics device preview thingy. And that's the technical phrase. All right, let's go through these and see what they are. So we got the Xmas pie tree. Haha, funny. I'm guessing that the syntax for these is similar. So I'll try Kaganer. No idea what that is. Hey, look at that. Oh my God. It's a guy taking a dump under. Who is this? Who is this package installer? I I should. Sorry, everyone out there. I should have probably checked this out a little better. I don't know if I want to keep going now or not. There's a flag. There's some animation to it. I mean, that's kind of cool. We would, in terms of saving it, I guess we could save it as a, boy, I don't know what we'd want to have to save that with the animation itself. There's a fractal tree. I think I like the first one we looked at the best so far. Let's do the fractal tree. Didn't like that. So let's check out that argument. That might be structured a little differently. It wants language. Catalan. Catalan is a very regionally specific dialect of Spanish. Uh, I would classify it as that. But I once got stuck in northeastern Spain, and people were very. They were very. Oh no, that's on the. That was on the flag. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. Well, let's try the flag and see if we can add Catalan in there. It'll be that'll that'll be the flag that's displayed, I guess. I didn't even. I wasn't even honestly paying much attention to the flag itself. So I guess that's probably the default flag. Let's see if I have English. I don't know, it doesn't really look different to me. It looks like the same flag. But we're trying to see the fractal tree, what the structure of that is. Looks like they want multiple languages there, which may be where we went wrong. So here's our fractal tree. This should be more statistical, I would imagine. Something like, oh, that's kind of nice. I Let's see if I scroll through here if there's maybe multiple languages. Yeah, it looks like it's building three different fractal trees or more. It seems to be in a loop right now, but I'm guessing we'll get different. Instead of happy, it'll probably be in a different language here. If it will stop, I'm gonna, I'm not gonna wait for it just because it's taking too doggone long. Um, Picasso, we'll do Picasso and then we'll just call it, I think. But there's some options here. You kind of get a sense of what they are. I like the tilted R on top. I didn't look into this at all. I'm not sure. I really like that Catalan. This guy must be from northern Spain. Um, it's a fiercely independent region, and I guess that probably has something to do with having that be the default language, right? Probably proud of it, I would imagine. Let's see what the Picasso tree looks like. Ah, it's a dove. It's the Picasso dove. And there's the language. Yeah, so it does say. It does say that must be happy in Catalan is bon. Okay. Well, this was a. I think this was a rousing success. So I. That's neat. I'm glad that there are Christmas cards existing out there that someone has gone to the, except for that one, that someone has actually gone to the effort of creating a package. Um, Very neat, but I think I like ours the best. Okay, so Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everyone. We'll see you next week, and we'll probably do another maybe seasonally kind of relevant something before I invite all the co-hosts back and we get back into kind of the regular swing of things at the start of the next year. All right. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.